Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Let's swap music because yesterday some stuff got muted. Let's see. We can do some of this, maybe. A little shmim shmam. A little bit of that. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. Etc. Hi guys. So this is a funny situation because this is an extra stream. It was meant to be for us. Yes, it's hilarious, chat. This is an extra stream. It's supposed to be for a sponsored thing. And then I was informed that on the back end, they needed to do a couple things still and asked if I could potentially pick another day. And I was like, I can. I can. But I'm just gonna. I guess I'll still do a thing though. So here we are. We're just gonna look. It's a throwback. It's a Saturday Morning Dooger. Don't question it. Don't ask me what time it is here. Don't worry about it. It's a Saturday Morning Dooger. I've got a little... No, I didn't bother to take this entire label off. But there is certainly cold brew in here. And it's delicious, so... It's fine. Honestly, it's fine. Just a little extra stream. It's just different than we thought it was gonna be. Still sponsored, just not sponsored now. Sponsored later. That's fine. But what I was gonna say regarding music stuff is that we were discussing how, and I know Sam's had this set up forever. Summer does that. Tons of people do this. And I've just avoided it for a while, but the whole thing that you can do where you split your music audio and it doesn't wind up on the VOD and then you don't get muted and all that shit. I've avoided that for a while, but I think we finally hit the point where it's like, okay, let's just, I'm just gonna do that because you guys are constantly asking where VODs are, if they're getting muted. That's just another thing in the way, you know. So yeah, so we're probably gonna do that, which means that in the future, not in-game audio, but any like music that I play like in the background while we're shitty chatting or whatever will not be there. So if you want the music in the background experience, it would have to be live. Yeah, you have to go to twitch.tv/Dexbonus at the time that we are live in order to get the full experience. But yeah. Doesn't hear music. Can you not hear any music right now? What about now? Yeah, that's true. You guys can create your own Dooger soundtrack. We did. We didn't used to have music on ever. Except during like pre-show and breaks and stuff. But those also caused like huge muted sections. So it's something we have struggled with even before we had music in the background. How's the coop coming along? It's built. I had a very funny email, actually. They sent me a picture. They were like, it's built. We can come you know, put it up tomorrow, not tomorrow, next week. Sorry. We can come build it next week. Let's decide on a day. I was like, fantastic. And they were like, but, and this was before they sent me the picture, and they're like, FYI, the paint color that you chose does not look the way that it looked on the tin, because there's like a certain type of like, you know, outdoor paint that they said we will do any of these colors basically. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay. So I just chose one, that I really liked the look of. And so in this email, he was like, I don't know if it was ever explained to you that, this paint, it on the tin, it looks like it's going to be like a slightly purple neutral tone. It is full on lilac. Like it is a purple coupe. Is that what you wanted? And I was like, you know what? I got to be real with you. It's not. So they sent me a picture and I was like, yeah, that is a different color than what I thought it was going to be. And so I asked, like, is there anything we can do about that? Did you bring it up because you are willing to paint it a different color now? Or, what are my options here? It's fine if it's purple. I'll deal with it. It's fine. But, you know, it's true. Clarky would love. It's not like purple, but, you know, that is very true. Clark would love it. It's just to lessen the shock when you see it the first time. Well, if that was the case, you know, I don't think they would even mention it then, right? If it was just, hey, I want to send you a picture to like feel out whether or not I came back with, that's purple, dude. I don't think you would mention it, right? You would just wait to see if they mention it. But in this situation, he was like, did you know what color this was going to be? Basically. That's also true. It'll be bright now. Will it still be bright after it's been outside for a little while? Probably not. So. But it looks great. Hold on, actually. I don't think there's a reason not to show you the picture. I don't know how well the color is going to show up, but that's what it looks like. So it's purple, you know? But it looks great. It looks fantastic. It's just purple, and I didn't expect it to be purple. Dodger ID'd by the coop pics. I know, you know, I'm just so like nervous about posting pictures that I know were taken outside, even if it was taken outside of like a tradesman's house. Someone who does not live anywhere near me. I'm still like, I don't know. But yeah, it's very cute. And there's lots of space for the chickens to run around, which is exactly what we wanted. Tall enough that all of the giants in this family can still get in there if they need to, you know. It looks good through your phone camera and then the camera screen and then the Twitch camera and then my phone. Is it fox proofed? So, the way that it's built, when they actually like build it, there's a whole like thing that goes all along the bottom. And then, there's a brick foundation that gets put down. It's not permanent. But it's a whole like brick foundation along the bottom, and then the coop is affixed to the top of that. So it's good for two reasons. It makes it really difficult for foxes to dig under because there's like a whole thing that then brick is laid on top of. Then also it gives us like a bunch of room on the bottom that we can put, wood chip and whatever. So but yeah, originally it was funny because I had all of this like done and priced out and whatever. And my mother-in-law was like, that seems really expensive. We should shop around a little bit. And so we did, and we looked around and we went to different places. And in the end, it was like, you get all this run space. They're weather painting it for us. They build it for you. Like, they do the whole fucking thing. And it winds up being the same price as a lot of these coops with a much smaller run. So I was like, I feel like we should just stick with what we got, I played Pirates with my kid for like 2.5 hours this morning. And kids are so funny. You can I love that most kids will at some point want to play something like Pirates, but what do they want to do as pirates? That's the thing that's where the variation is. Do they want to go treasure hunting? Do they want to get into a sea battle? Or are they my kid and say, all right, great. Now that we've got our ship all built, which we did put together a whole ship situation, including a below deck. It's like, now that we've got all that figured out, what are we all having for breakfast? And then RP'd for such a long time, like all of her stuffed animals, like making an order with the ship cook. And then she vanished for a while and came back with an entire packet of tortillas and gave everybody a tortilla. And we all sat and ate tortillas. And then when she was almost done with her tortilla, she was like, it's nearly lunchtime now. I was like, is it? It's so funny. It's like, I love that this is what she wants to do. Is just like slice of life, what she thinks it would be like on a pirate ship. Like, no, we're not fighting. We're not looking for treasure. We're just like at sea. And you're at sea for a very long time before anything exciting happens. And everybody's got to eat, so. Sounds exactly like misdemeanor. Yeah. The real treasure was the friends you made along the way. My mom sent me an early birthday present and was like, yeah, she messaged me first to see if I thought this would be a good gift. She was like, I really want to get you like a pop-up tent that you guys can, hang out in the field and stuff. Do you think that would be a good gift? And I was like, I think that would be really fun. The kids love just sitting in a tent during barbecues and stuff because it's out of the sun, So I was like, that would be great if we had our own. I would love that. The one she sent is huge. It's massive, and it properly just just pops up. Which I did, for some reason, I didn't expect a pop-up tent to literally just the second you let go of it, just transform into a tent and just be upright and done. But that wound up being the below deck. She was like, okay, this is where everybody sleeps. I was like, okay. So then we had to bring in a bunch of pillows and blankets, and everybody had to be properly tucked in and put to bed. And then we needed pirate bedtime music, which is how I found that essentially there are people who take any sea shanties that go viral on TikTok. They just make chill lullaby versions. So that's what we listened to. And we all had a nice long pirate sleep. And then we got up and did it all over again. And that's what we did for a little over 2 hours today. I haven't tried to put it away yet. It's filled with stuffed animals, so. No, I got to be captain for about 5 minutes. Because the hat kept falling off of her. And she was like, I don't want to be captain. You be captain. And she put the hat on me. And I was like, you know, Clarky, being captain is more than just the hat. And she ignored me and did something else. But it didn't take very long for her to be like, I don't want you to be captain anymore. I want to be captain. Anywho, it was good. It was a very fun morning. We went for a really long walk. Going on walks, it's very fun, and it's also a little bit stressful because I don't recognize a lot of the plants. So she'll see a plant and reach out to grab it and I'll be like, wait! So my like plant identification app, where you basically just take a picture and it scans it for you and tells you what it is and whether it's poisonous. I've been taking pictures of everything. And today, she went to pick something and it was like, do not let the like fluid from inside of the stem of this plant touch your skin because it'll burn. And I was like, Clark, don't touch that. Everything else was fine though. But yeah, I was like, well, it's good to know about that, you know, in case, I don't know, a demon shows up at our house and is like, walk with me. I'll be like, isn't this a nice plant? And I rub it all over his face and I run for my life. He goes, you can't burn me, I'm a demon. And I go, fuck. But it's fine. Because in the end, all I was really trying to do was distract him so my family could leave, you know? And then, you know, by the time I get back to the house, it turns out none of them left because they were trying to be, like, noble or whatever, and they stuck around to make sure I was okay. And then the demon gets us all. And it's a really unsatisfying ending, and everybody goes on Rotten Tomatoes and is like, don't watch this movie, it's garbage. Anyways. It was cow parsnip. Yeah. Slash hogweed slash whatever. The go live notification had a better ending. Okay, look, some of Sam's go live notifications lately have been buck wild. So I was like, fine, I'll do a buck wild one. Why not? What was it I need to know? So Sam did one, I can't remember exactly what it was. Sam did a go live notification recently that was like, you and I reach for the same thing, we touch hands and we meet eyes or something weird. And so the one that I did was you and Sam reach out to grab a can of beans or whatever, you lock eyes and I burrow out of the ground like the Kool-Aid man, checkmate. So, so that was mine. I'm really bad at go live notifications, but if go live notifications can just be like weird unhinged like ramblings until you run out of characters, I can do that. Feels good to be in on the joke. going to make a prediction about what it's going to be like when I get home. We currently have some ice creams at home that are just like weird, like decadent Cadbury ice creams with chocolate, like just stuck into it or whatever. And Clark was like, I want one of those. And I was like, okay, but you've had on and off tummy aches like all week. So how about we don't have one of those? And if I get home from work later and you're feeling okay and you've eaten some other stuff, then sure. But we're not just going to have that when you haven't eaten very much today. I'm guaranteeing. I won't guarantee it. But she was really eager for me to leave today. She was really eager for me to leave today. And part of me is like, the second I left, she was like, let's go, bitch. And probably went to eat one of those ice creams. And look, as far as I'm concerned, if she wound up with a tummy ache after that, that was the consequence. You know, like, there's no need to go home and be like, I can't believe that you wouldn't listen to me, you know? I'm pretty sure, though, that if she took that and ate it, her stomach was not going to be happy with her. Recently the like mom instincts have been so spot on, and it's so funny. She'll walk into another room and I'll be like, honey, I know that you took some crisps, can you put them back please? And she'll be like, how could you possibly know that? It's amazing. It's so fun. Kids think they're so sneaky. Be like, hey honey, we're not having any snacks right now because dinner's gonna be ready in like 30 minutes. And she'll be like, okay. And straight up just steal a snack. I'm not out here trying to starve my kid, but you know, like, come on, man. I've started redirecting to a different thing lately, actually, because we have such an issue with that. I think I've told you guys before, I basically like always have chopped up veggies on hand for like snacks and things. So now it's turned into dinner's gonna be ready in this amount of time. If you're really hungry, of course you can have something, but it has to be one of these things. And most of the time she'll be like, nah. Never mind, I'll just wait. It's not that she doesn't want or doesn't like those vegetables. It's that she actually just really wanted crisps, you know? Like, she was hungry for a hyper-specific thing, and if you offer her a different thing, she's like, never mind. Never mind. Kids lying and being sneaky are milestones of intelligent development. As a parent, you find yourself both hating it and internally celebrating it. Totally. Like, it's every kid does it. It's totally natural. Yeah, it's hard. It's one of those things that's hard to work through. It's on the same tree as like when she gets really sassy about something, and there's a part of me that's like, yes, I love that. Stand up for yourself. And at the same time, I'm like, but does it have to be against me? Like, can't you get this way with someone else? I'm so tired, you know? Girl boss, but not like that. Yeah, it's very funny. Last night she kept doing a thing over and over again that I was asking her not to do. Like a thing to me, like putting her foot in my face or something. And I was like, please stop. I hate that. It's really upsetting me. And she did it again, and I was like, homie, if you do it one more time, I'm gonna have to just leave, because I obviously can't be around you without putting your fucking foot in my face, right? And so, of course, because she's a little kid and she thought it was so funny, she did it again. And so I left, and she got really upset, and we had like a whole minute where I was like, I just need to be by myself because I don't want a foot in my face, dude. And then once we like reconvened and chatted about it, I was like, I'm going to like tell you how I'm feeling, and then I want you to like try and like say back to me how, like, what went wrong there. And she was like, okay. And so I was trying to like explain how I felt, and at a certain point she cut me off and she was like, Mommy, I am not going to remember all of this. And I was so annoyed. Like, I was like, okay, Clark, when we're doing something to you and you don't like it and you say to stop, we always stop, right? And you really need to learn to like stop doing things to other people if it's upsetting them. Like, you don't get to decide if someone else is having fun or if something is funny to them. If it's not funny or they're not having fun or they don't like it, you need to like listen to that, you know? And she was like, Mommy, I'm not gonna remember all of this. I was like, okay, let's simplify this then. So you put your foot in my face, right? I said, please stop. What should you have done? And there was like a really long pause, and she goes, told a grown-up. And I was like, no. It's a little too, I think it's too close to bedtime for us to be trying to do anything like hyper intellectual. We're really shutting down mentally right now. Yeah, very text heavy tutorial for real. I'm the sports manga that's trying to explain sports in too much detail. And the reader's like, I don't actually give a shit about golf. I just want to watch people like play golf, but in a way that's over exaggerated, so I feel like they're superheroes. Show, don't tell. It's a talent. It's a talent being able to simply explain something to a little kid so that they retain it. And they need repetition is the other thing. And I think sometimes with stuff like that, with like boundaries and all of that, it gets frustrating how often you have to rehab that conversation. But you have to. It's the only way to solidify stuff at that age, is like to just repeat, consistent, you know? And you get so tired and you're like, I don't want to. I don't want to. It almost feels like having a foot in your face. Yeah, it kind of does feel like having a foot in your face. She was super overstimulated yesterday. All of the kids were over when we got back from school. And we were like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. So you can all play. So they were playing, and it was like one kid was slamming on the piano. One kid was screaming about something. The 1-year-old has learned to make this like really loud screechy noise. So he was just screaming at everything. And it was so much. I was like, I can't go in there. With my audio issues, I'm not going in there. Absolutely not. And they really wanted to play the pregnant game, which is where I pretend to be like a weird doctor, and all of the kids just shove as many toys as they can under their shirts and come to me one by one, and I help them give birth to 1 million stuffed animals. It's a whole thing. They fucking love it, though. But I was like, I'm not going in there. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm not going in the scream chamber, exactly. And then Clark was like, the music's not even good. I was like, whoa! She was like, ugh, God, the music they're playing is so bad. I was like, dude, you need to chill out. Yeah. It's like, kiddo, the first step to learning how to like do music ever is to just slam out some sounds and see how it feels and enjoy just making noise. So yeah, your 3-year-old cousin does not know how to play the piano. And if we're being real, neither do you. So I think we can just let them have fun on the piano, maybe, you know? You take that back. Mother! Clark will listen to just about anything. There's a song that I love. It's been stuck in my head for a few days, actually. And Clark's really into it now, too. And so we've just been playing it, like, nonstop. It's called The Magic by Witches. Bro, if you haven't listened to this song, you gotta try. You know, obviously, it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but holy shit, it's such an earworm, and it's so good. Magic with a K. Magick by Witches, Witchz. Go listen to it. It's great. Just leave this stream. Oh my god, that's such an old reference. That video, man, I need to find that video again. What was she listening to? There's an old video of Clark listening to something. It was in another language. And she couldn't understand them because it was in English, and it's just her as like a 2-year-old or something going, "That's so naughty. They're going on the naughty list." Because she thought it was very naughty that they weren't speaking English and she couldn't understand it. It was very good. I wish I could remember. No. Can't remember. It's fine. Dun 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 dun. You got any BTTV slots open? Probably. I have a paid BTTV account now because there's so many of them. Let me see. How many slots do we have, guys? Yeah, got plenty. If you give them money, you have 400 emote slots. We've used 72. So yeah, oh, we got plenty. Ah, it's Pirate Doogs. Add to channel. Nice, Alex. No, because I've had a paid account for a long time now. So when everybody hopped on the 7TV train, I didn't have a reason to do it, you know. We have so many Wilk emotes. It's so stupid. Oh my gosh, and Peppa Stare. I forgot about Peppa Stare. Goodness gracious. Wouldn't saving be a reason? So, with BTTV, if I recall correctly, it's not that much money to just, like, pay for the whole year. It's not like an expensive service, really. So I think I just paid for a year. So, no, I wouldn't be saving any money. Seven TV is a dumpster fire and you should avoid it. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. 7TV has features in quotation marks which get you timed out in multiple channels every time you speak. Oh my god. Yikes. Dun, 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 dun. Aw, freak out intro. I just saw your resub message. That's very sweet. I hope life is treating you well. What do I have to do to be able to see these emotes? So all of the services that we're talking about are browser add-ons that give you different features with Twitch. Some of them are audio features, some of them are chat features. The chat features, I would say, are the ones that most people get them for. So we use a service called BTTV. A lot of them like cross-pollinate when it comes to emotes. So if you have one of them, you can probably see the other ones. But BTTV is one that you can add on, or FFZ is the other like major one. And it just adds a bunch of free emotes. So you don't have to be subbed to use any of the BTTV emotes. Hi, Brett. How are you, bud? I like the coffee jar. Thank you. I'm trying to remember what this was. I don't remember what this was. I really need to clean all of this off, but it's fine. It's rustic. I've been trying to figure out exactly how I want to make my cold brew at home. The cold brew I made a couple of days ago was way too weak. And then all of the family came over, so I was like, help me drink this because it's too weak. But But, you know, if anybody wants to try it, feel free. Brett just gifted a bunch of subs. Thank you so much, bud. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Anybody who's gifted a sub by Brett. Thank you. But yeah, so I made with the sweater weather coffee blend that we did. I made this with that. And it turned out pretty good. Sweater weather is pretty sweet naturally already. I don't think that it makes the best cold brew. I think it's good. It's fine. But I think just basic, like the basic Dodger coffee blend is the best. Hashtag I'm biased. Hashtag it's my company. Whatever. Anyways. I agree. Yeah. Flavored coffee roasts, I don't think translate to cold brew as well as just like a normal roasted coffee. Oh, Arnar, that's very sweet. Yeah, I have like a glass system with like a long filter and the whole thing. But I have been watching those videos where people literally just take a huge sack and fill it with coffee grounds and then have, you know, like a food grade plastic bin and just make a giant thing of cold brew. And I'm like, why not, you know? Times are tough and they all wanna ride. That's what a friend told me to do, but I've been looking at the gadgets and there are some really fun looking ones. Yeah, if you get one of the like just all in one, you know, sort of systems that just have like a long filter that sits inside of a pitcher, and once it's done, you can just take the filter out and the pitcher holds the coffee for you and that whole thing. They work really well. They work super well. You just have to fiddle around a little bit with like how much coffee per amount of water and steep times and all of that. Like how are you going to make it taste the best for you, you know, because I found that the like grams wise, the amount of coffee that they tell you to put in the filter, sometimes I want more than that, and sometimes I want it to steep a lot longer than it tells me to, and you know, so you have to fiddle around that way. But like if you want something that just has all of it together, yeah, there's plenty of stuff like that. There's also a few for a lot of money that look like a scientist would have it in their lab. Of course. With coffee, of course. There's always some that look like an alchemist made them. Where did the phrase fiddling around come from? I would assume it is associated with fiddles, like actual fiddles. Because on a fiddle you go like back and forth a lot in order to create the sound, right? If you're fiddling. So I would assume that that's where it comes, like, if you apply that, like, as a verb to other things, it's like you're having to, like, go back and forth and mess with things a lot in order to create what it is that you want out of it or get to the place that you're trying to get to with it. I don't know. That's my guess. This is the same guess that I told my kid because I call things fiddly a lot. So sometimes she'll be messing with something and I'll be like, yeah, it's a little bit fiddly, isn't it? And she finally at one point was like, what does that mean? What do you mean when you say something's fiddly? Because sometimes you just are used to saying a word and you don't realize that a child or an adult in your life has no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Some things, you know, because they're learning the language, they're hearing new words all the time, you know, and at a certain age, they're able to be like, I don't understand the context of what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what that word is, you know. But I feel like fiddlers know what they're doing. And fiddling around, you don't know what you're doing. I wouldn't necessarily say that fiddling around means you don't know what you're doing. It means that something isn't straightforward. Right? That maybe, like, it's like a toilet. The toilet won't flush right. And in order to get it to flush right, you know that for whatever reason, you have to grab the little thingy and you jiggle it. If you jiggle it a certain number of times and then go to flush it again, it'll flush fine. And it's not that you didn't know that you were going to have to do that, but it was like a fiddly, annoying process in order to get it to flush right again. Right? Like, that's sort of a thing to me, I guess. Do you have a fiddly toilet flush? I did growing up. Yeah. If it wouldn't flush, we had to just grab it and go jiggle, 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 just jiggle it a bunch and then flush it again and it would be fine. Fiddling involving a lot of dexterous finger movement came to describe mindless, frivolous manual manipulation. God, what a good phrase. It became metaphorical. The Oxford English Dictionary's first citation of to fiddle to mean to cheat or to swindle is from Thomas Decker's 1630 play The Honest Whore. There was one more that fiddled my fine peddlers, often used without, of, or into. The sense of fiddle is now used mostly in the UK. What? That went in a weird direction for me. But the starting phrase, it came to describe mindless, frivolous manual manipulation. I love that. I learned this week skeptical is spelled differently here. It is? Is British English skeptical or skeptical? Britain, Australia, New Zealand all use SCEPTICAL, and North America does SK. That's so... Why? Why do we do this? Where do people spell skeptical with a K? America. Free and I are both from America. Imagine learning English as a second language. I can't imagine. Yeah, because if I see SCEP, I want to pronounce it septical, not skeptical. That C doesn't look like it should make a K noise to me. But yeah, I don't stress too much about however I wind up spelling it is how it stays, you know? But to be fair, I don't have to write like important emails to anybody or anything like that most of the time. I think you've misunderstood me, to the person who asked if I spell cat with a K. Well, do you? Yeah, I do. I'm saying I want to read it the same way I would read like scepter, right? Because a word that you see that maybe you're not familiar with, which if I saw skeptic with an SC at the beginning, I initially would say, is that a different word than what I know? You would want to emulate what you've already seen in other words, right? So I would try to say septic instead of skeptic. That's all. Or scene or science. Thank you, chat. Yeah. There's plenty of my kid's school, I'm sure that this is probably how it's referenced most of the time in school, but I hadn't heard this phrase before. They call them red words. If there's not saying that skeptic is a red word, but like words where there aren't like hard and fast rules that you can point to make sense of them. You call them red words. And it's just like a list of words that when kids are learning how to read, they just tell them like, just memorize this word. Like we're gonna teach you like, you know, the how to figure out how a word is meant to be pronounced. We're gonna teach you as many of those rules as we can, and like, you know, give you lots of building blocks and stuff to be able to figure those things out on your own so that you can be a strong reader. But like some of these words, we're just not going to bother. Please just memorize them. I used to chaos was one of those words that I had never said. This happens to everybody, okay? Chaos is one of those words that I had never said out loud. And when reading, I always pronounced chouse. Exactly how somebody was saying they read it out loud in class. And then one day I had to say it out loud, and my mom was like, nope. Incorrect. Not that. Names tripped me up a lot, though. There was a character in the Sonic comics, and hilariously, I wound up being really good friends also with somebody who had this name and spelled it this way. But at the time, I had never seen this spelling of Jeff in my life. It was Geoff. And so I pronounced it Geoff in my mind. And then I was talking with my mom about Sonic because she couldn't escape it. Because I was obsessed with Sonic as a kid, and I talked with her about Sonic all the time. And I'm sure to this day she still knows way more about Sonic than she ever wanted to. But I was like, yeah, and then there's this character. He's like, I think it was a skunk. There's this character right now named Geoff, and he's in love with Sally the squirrel. And my mom was like, I don't think that that's, can I please see this name written out? Because I don't think that that's the name that you think it is. And then I went to high school and became good friends with a Jeff who spelled it that way, and all of his friends, as like a nickname, called him Geoff. And I there was a part of my brain that was itched in a pleasant way by that. Like, thank you for allowing me to just say Geoff out loud, and it's not wrong. I did the same thing, but it was a coworker. Incredible. Yeah, there are words that when you see them the first time, you pull from what you know about how words are supposed to sound, and you come up with the pronunciation that makes the most sense to you. And you solidify it if you see it enough, right? If you read it enough, you're like, yep, that's that word. And the second you have to say it out loud, and somebody has to look you in the eyeballs and be like, it's not Hermione, actually, it's Hermione. And you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? I planted something in here, okay? And you want me to rip it out and plant something new? Okay. When my cousin read it, she thought it was Hermie 1. That's amazing. Oh my god, I wish that I had read those books thinking that that character was named Hermie 1. Yeah, I have a hard time with Irish names. I'm so sorry. Like, I'll be told this is how this is pronounced, and then I'll go, next time that I see it written out, I just cannot remember. Anywho, I'm having to mentally come to terms with the fact there's probably still a word That's what I was thinking about just now. There's probably still a word that I haven't ever discussed with anybody, and I pronounce it totally wrong, and I won't know until that blessed moment that I say it out loud. Yes! I've talked about that one before. Being a huge fan of Royce Murphy for years. And no one in America knew how her fucking name was supposed to be pronounced, so no one ever corrected me. And then the first time I said it on stream, someone was like, wrong. Hear me out. You've said more words to more people than most of the population, and chat will always correct you. That's so true. Chat saved me that day. Yeah, it was a Tupperware situation. Say that again? Say it again, slower. Say the first word. Tub? Wrong. It was that, but with Rasheen Murphy. Yeah, it's either Rasheen or Roisin. For VOD viewers right now, people in chat are just writing names in chat right now, being like, yeah, the first time I saw, just insert name here, I had no idea how to pronounce it, and it's just me reading all of those and being like, I could certainly take a crack at it, but it will be wrong. Yeah, sure. Get all the big Welsh words out. I just want to use this. JP Happy. Yeah, dude, the thrill that I get when, I see something like an English town name written out and I pronounce it right the first shot. Incredible. We recently went to a town called Toaster. Is not spelled the way that you think it would be. Yeah, it's where they build toasters. That's the only thing going on there. Have a good day, Nordenir. I ain't here to spoil. You won't see me spelling things correctly. Let them squirm. Anyway, look. We've been talking about this long enough that I think now we can all part ways today and say, what a universal experience. What a universal experience to not perfectly pronounce things right at the first go and make mistakes with reading, you know, names we've never seen and places we've never seen. It's very, very normal. So, yeah. Good job, everybody. Language is dumb. Sure, you could also walk away feeling that way. No, I got messaged by my management company and they were like, hey, there's some back end stuff that the client still needs to do, so they need you to like do a different day. But this was already happening, so I was like, okay, I'll just do a little stream. It's fine. My takeaway always is if people understand anyways the first time, then it's fine. Yeah. Sometimes when I get a bit aggro, that's why my aggro response a lot of times is, you know what I mean. Like, you can make fun of me if you want, but like, we communicated just fine. I didn't do it perfectly, but like we get it, you know? Like, if people are able to correct you, then they got what you meant. Yeah, exactly. I need to clean the chicken coop today. The old one. Hello. Free eggs. I mean, yeah, I guess. Not really free. I have to house and feed and, you know, take these chickens to the vet. Can you be affectionate with chickens? Do they let you give them hugs? It totally depends on the chicken. If a chicken wasn't socialized from like little chickhood, they'll probably never be like super into touching. But if you get a chicken from like the baby stage and you handle them all the time, there are plenty of chickens that are super down to be like picked up and hugged and whatever. It just totally depends on the chicken. I've touched Bergie a lot, but it's because her footy was hurting her, and I had to give her like little chicken spa days every day. Morning. or afternoon or evening or whatever it is for you. Bum 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 ba da dun dun da da dun dun da da dun dun. I'm gonna go to the grocery store after this. I think I'm gonna just make a giant salad for dinner. Because it is so warm and gross. And Clark's really into making her own salads right now, which is very funny. Did Sam always love the idea of having chickens? My husband still thinks it will feel like we have a farm in our backyard if we have them. So, biggest con of having chickens, really any of those like poultry that don't have a sphincter, sorry. They just poop constantly. There's just poop everywhere. It is so difficult to maintain the poop situation. So that sucks. It is a pretty big con, if I'm being totally honest with you. But chickens in general are super fun. They're very quirky. They're little dinosaurs. They scratch up everything. And you get eggs, and that's really nice. If you eat a lot of eggs, the egg situation is great, so. Bird poop, yeah, runs real hot. So it's great in compost, but like after it's been incorporated for like a year, like it has to settle down a little bit. When they stop laying eggs, are you gonna eat them? No, they are pets. Yes. When we had 3 chickens, we were on average getting 3 eggs a day. So, can they fly? Chickens can glide more than anything. They can fly a little bit. Yeah. If one of them really wants to get away from you, because we don't clip their wings. So if one of them really wants to get away from you, if they jump and flap a little bit, they'll get some air, dude. Thank you for your honesty. I might just garden forever. Yeah. It feels, you have to be really vigilant about cleaning up for them. So yeah, it's good to know ahead of time. We didn't realize how bad the poop situation was going to be with these things. My sister had 25 chickens and eventually she couldn't even give all the eggs away. Yeah. I mean, even 3 eggs a day is a lot of eggs for us. We had to start getting really creative, like lots of frittatas. You know, we boil a bunch of them. We had to start getting really creative about how we were using them. And obviously we have more people on the property now. But yeah. I like the idea of chickens and cows, but the poop situation is too much for me. Yeah. And people have come up with really good methods for like how to make, you know, cleaning and all of that sort of stuff like way easier, which is great. Can you freeze eggs? It's not great to freeze them. There are preservation methods that you can do that are buck wild, like old world sort of egg preservation, but it works. If you just want just eggs. Yeah. I have a whole like book that's all about like dehydration, like dehydrating things. People will dehydrate eggs. What's funny though is this book is like, we do not recommend powdering your own eggs and using them in recipes, because apparently like flavor wise it just sucks. Which I find so funny that they were like, look, obviously this book is all about like empowering you to like dehydrate your own food and preserve stuff. Don't bother with the eggs. Don't dehydrate the eggs. Just don't do it. And I was like, it's so funny because like powdered eggs are totally a thing that you can get. So like just get store-bought powdered eggs if you like need powdered eggs for a thing. Do not make your own. It's awful. I don't know. Actually, I'm going to look it up right now. Powdered eggs have a storage life of 5 to 10 years. I'm having trouble finding anything that's like... Oh, interesting. So this says eggs dehydrate really easily, but it takes about 10 hours, and the temperature that you dehydrate at is not sufficient to keep things like salmonella from forming. So you might wind up with like dehydrated eggs that are dangerous. Interesting. Some funky egg dust for real. You're leaving the eggs in the food safety danger zone for too long when you dehydrate them. That is so fascinating. Just making some poison. I've wanted to do the salt cured egg yolks thing. I've never done that before. How do you like your eggs in the morning? I like mine deadly. Oh, goodness. Oh. No. So yeah, our current like animal situation is a little wild. I think we're gonna slow down after this. Please God. Currently we have 2 chickens with plans to get a couple more after the new coop is in. And then we have 2 tortoises. We have 4 ferrets. We have the cats and the dogs. This is not all in like one house, I should specify. Aside from the cats and the dogs, the rest of these are all outdoor animals. We've set everything up for piglets. That's been a Sam and my mother-in-law thing. I'm not really involved in that, but I'm very excited because I love pigs. And then my sister-in-law is probably coming back from her work trip with goslings. So then we'll have geese to scream at the red kites and tell them to go away and stop trying to snip our dogs. So yeah, there's a lot of animals either around or on the docket to be around. And there's a bunch of us, and we're all involved with them, and so it's fine. I'm just like, let's let ourselves get to a place of equilibrium after all of this, please. It is a farm, yeah. I said the ferrets, yeah. The ferrets are very cute right now. They just sit in their little hammock. They just snuggle in their little hammock and just look warm. Yeah, there are a couple different birds of prey that keep like in the area that keep picking off people's chickens, which is why we've been like really nervous about all of the huge birds that keep like circling above the farm, because the Dachshunds, the little sausage dogs, are the exact same size as the chickens. So we're like, please go away. Go away. I mean, I don't know that the chickens notice the birds when they're circling or just staring at them ominously. Fortunately, our grass right now is so tall. It's so tall. Guys, our field, the grass in the field is so tall that we called up a gardener and we were like, we just need somebody to like knock all of this down and then we can maintain it. But the mower that we have cannot cut this. And the guy came out and he was like, I'm going to be real with you. I also can't cut this. You should probably call up a farmer in the area and see if they'll cut it for you. So, that's awesome. Yeah. He was like, on the plus side, it's not going to get any taller than this. So... we're like, well, that's good. It's like, so, you know, like, just leaving it alone, it's not gonna really do anything. Time to bring out the sides. I love how many of you said that. It's just so much, like, this field is huge. It's so much space to have to cut. But yeah, we're looking at the possibility that we need to, like, weed whack it down. Use the strimmer and just cut it down and then use the mower, which is so annoying. It will take forever. Or we could rent a goat. Yeah. Honestly, not a bad idea. We've talked about this before. You can totally rent goats. Hold on. Actually, I'll just look up goat rentals before I go to everybody and go, hey, I think we should rent a goat. Look up and see if you can rent a goat in our area. A farmer's a good idea because they'll use the grass. I mean, we use the grass, but yeah. Goats will eat anything. If you have just about anything in the way on your property. A lot of people use them for brambles because brambles are just a bitch to like get rid of. Goats will just eat them. They don't give a shit. It's amazing. I've got the magic. So grass hay is like what you would feed an animal. Is not the same as just like wild grass that you've cut down. Like, if, you know, not that the animals won't eat them, but it's not the same thing. Yeah, when my father-in-law got the riding mower, we were like, finally, we're going to be free of this nightmare. And we set it as high as it can cut. And the thing immediately was like, no. Yeah, I never had cows. We had tons of horses. We had sheep. We had chickens and rabbits, pigs. We never had cows, though. By a scythe. We're trying to come up with an option that doesn't mean weeks of like singularly trying to cut down all this grass. So goats. It comes up to about here on me. I'm 5 foot. So it's like 3.5 to 4 feet high. It's as tall as my kid. But apparently it won't get taller than that. So, you know, little blessings. Yeah. Anytime one of us goes out into that grass, we wind up getting bit by something. It's so cute. I love it. Well, that's the thing, is we don't intend to, like, have all of this cut all the time anyway. We plan to, like, have whole sections of it that we just let be whatever it's gonna be. But we need to just cut it all back and then maintain from there. Because currently it's like out of control, you know? We've thought of the maze thing, guys. We've thought of that. Summer, we already talked about that. You are correct. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Oblivious, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Yeah, I think the most fun option is getting animals to come over and mow it for us with their mouths. So. Since normal garden man was like, nope, I think that's what we should look into next, because it would be fun. I love that the summer command still says rude restaurant owner. We played Plate Up like once and it's just locked in now. Yeah, it would be, you know, we just put up some temporary fencing. We let a bunch of animals loose and say, eat up, buds. And then set up some cute chairs and invite all the kids over and be like, here you go. You can watch all the animals eat the grass. It's on the permanent record. Yeah, exactly. I went through the first half of my day wearing sweatpants and a jumper. I just committed to it at 5 a.m. and then just didn't change clothes. And I was talking to my father-in-law about something, and he cut me off and was like, "Aren't you hot? Why are you wearing that?" And I was like, "I'm dying, yeah. I just haven't bothered to change clothes yet." I was like visibly sweating, just like like having a normal conversation. He was like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. I do the opposite in the winter with shorts. Yeah. My family used to make fun of me a lot for that when it would get warm. And, you know, it never got, like, super warm where we were in Oregon. But, like, when it would get warm, I would still be wearing, you know, my big black hoodie and my ripped up jeans and stuff. My family would be like, this is not a weather appropriate outfit. Too bad. I'm reading some countryside forums. Apparently the only option is cows. Congrats on the dairy herd. No! Yeah, I'll wear jeans all year long, dude. Yeah, we talked about this recently, right? Like, I have aversions to shorts because I spent so many years not, like, just hating my legs. Which I'm getting better about now. It's still hard to find shorts that are comfortable, though. I've found. I have one pair of shorts that is like, I could wear these every day. These are so comfy, you know? It's hard. It's hard to find shorts that you feel good in and you also feel like you look good in them, you know? I don't dislike my legs. If anything, I probably like them, but I don't like shorts. That's totally fair. Dodger's haircut makes her look like she's off duty from being an epic space pilot. Nice. Yeah, I've tried that before. I've taken like jeans where I'm like, yeah, these fit fine. I'm just gonna cut them and then have jorts. And the second that I cut them and turn them into jorts, I hate them and I never wear them again. So I've learned from my mistakes. Cutting them makes me hate them. I don't know. I might be part of a like a small craft swap over Christmas. And so now I'm trying to decide what craft I think I could complete. Because it would be, I would be making like 5 of the same thing, sort of an idea. And I'm looking around at all the craft supplies I have and being like, all right, there's a Venn diagram here, isn't there? Something that I can replicate without wanting to lose my mind. Something that I can ship easily. Something that I can complete and feel good about it. You know, like what's this? What's the middle of that? Clarky's been really into clay. So I was like, it might be really fun. This is probably way too complex, but I was like, it might be really fun because it's for a D&D group to try and like make all of their characters in one way or another, or like something like a little clay something that is like themed toward their characters somehow. I don't know. That might be too much though. I think it would be cute too, but because they would all be different, because they're all different characters, I would inevitably wind up feeling like, you know, 2 of them were perfect and the rest of them were garbage. So... Their weapon on a keychain, that's very cute. That's how D&D works. 2 good rolls and the rest are bad. Sure, but if it's 2 good gifts and the rest are bad, I feel like that's a worst. I'm not giving somebody a gift if I'm like, this is bad. This is a bad gift. You're my dump stat friend. No! Terrible. Thank you, Penguibo. One of my family members asked if I had cut my hair recently, and I was like, no. It's just gotten longer. Yeah, I had also thought about dice trays, and then I was like, some of them would be shipped a decent distance. And I would worry about them. Do you ever wear headbands? Not really. Because then all of this just sticks up. Send them straight to the underworld. Yeah, I'll try to think of a thing that is doable and not like too much, you know. At a certain point, bubble wrap becomes the gift. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll still be streaming tomorrow. Yeah. Monday is going to be weird. My kids got a big school thing going on Monday. So potentially, because we are sponsored to play Kingdom 80s on Monday, what might wind up happening is I do a morning stream. Because I have to be at my kids' like performance at noon. So I think I'll have to do a sponsored thing like right after drop off, probably on Monday. So it'll be a bit weird. And Wednesday, the coop is getting delivered, so I don't know what's going on Wednesday either. This week might just generally be kind of strange. Nope, they're still in school. They don't have as long of a break as America does, but they have more consistent breaks all year long. So my kid gets like a week or 2 weeks off, like so frequently. So yeah, they have a smaller summer break, but it's, yeah. Yeah, and then a thing came home in her bag that was like, hey, we need, your kid is gonna be a tree in a thing. So here are some options for how to dress your child up as a tree. It's like, this is what being a mom's all about. Let's go. Yeah, we've been looking at like things for her to do during summer. I think I already talked about this, but one of the parents messaged me and was like, yeah, I'm putting my kid into like a all-day sports thing for a week. If you wanted to do that with Clark, and then like they'd have a buddy there. And I was like, I'll ask her. So I went to her and I was like, hey, so-and-so is going to be doing nonstop sports stuff for a whole week. And the look on Clark's face was like, so, yeah, that's kind of what I assumed. That was sort of what I thought your response was going to be. Hi, Pumpkinberry. How are you? Yeah, look. This kid, I know this, I've interacted with this kid a lot, and she is hardcore sports child, right? Like, loves it, very active. So hearing that she was like, hell yeah, I'll play sports all day for 5 days in a row, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That tracks 100% for this child. My kid will not go for that. I know I will float it by her because I shouldn't make assumptions, but I think I know how she's gonna react. I'm just listening to your lovely D&D gift ideas in chat while doing laundry. Oh, I've got laundry waiting for me at home, and I'm not excited about it. Is Clarky competitive like Sam? I wouldn't say that she's competitive. She's a perfectionist. She she wants things to be just so. So that's a thing that we've been working on a lot. Yeah. So this is still our old house. And everything's getting set up and good to go at the other one. The area that I'm going to be working from, we basically need to like pop a couple holes in the roof so that I don't die in there. Because with the heat the way it is, if there isn't a draft, I'll just turn into dust, dude. So there's all sorts of stuff that we're still waiting on there. I never in a million years thought that like the internet would get set up quicker than everything else would get set up, but that's looking like it's going to be the situation. Is the internet's going to be good to go, and we're still going to be like cool. So I need a window, please. I'm begging. But yeah, it looks like hopefully one more month. Hopefully we keep this place for one more month and then it should all be okay. Hopefully. When did Dodger move to the farm? A couple months ago? 3 months ago? Something like that. We've been doing this like back and forth bullshit for a couple months at least. Yeah. So we're renting this house and paying a mortgage on the other one. Yeah. It's not cute. I know. Every month we're just like, it's fine. Just push through. It's fine. Our outgoings aren't always going to look like this much of a nightmare. It will get better. It's going to be fine. So, it's okay. Soon enough, we'll be working from home in our cute little outbuilding and have our offices all set up, and it'll be good. Not cute now, worth it in the end. Yeah, and like I love being there. The vibe is so nice there right now. Just everybody just, you know, in the morning just out working on stuff outside, and Clark's getting more comfortable just spending time outside by herself, and it's really cute. I love it. It's just, you know, it's not, nothing is stable right now, you know? No, the in-laws are working out of their place at the farm. Yeah. Both Sam and I are going to be working from an outbuilding. So that means I won't be working out of the house that we live in. So it won't be like constant cat content. I'm very sorry. I think that it's totally doable to like bring a cat in to just like hang out in the room while we stream. That's absolutely a thing that can happen, but I won't be working out of the house, because I think mentally it'll be very nice to have them separate. The biggest thing is just like, okay, so if I need to do something at night, what's the plan? You know? there are options. A work hut. Yeah. All right. We've hit the 2-hour mark. So I'm going to start wrapping up here. We did have a cheers that was snagged by Avi. So let's do a little cheers to round off. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me for this little extra stream. It was supposed to be one thing and wound up being another, and I think that's totally fine. We got to just like hang and chill, and it's, you know, it's good. I hope that you're all doing well. And if you're not doing well, I hope that this was a nice reprieve from whatever is going on and that things are looking up for you. And otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'm going to read off the activity feed now and get going. So 3, 2, 1, cheers. Boop. Fantastic. Thank you, Avi, for grabbing that. Arnar redeemed a Valentine and said, Happy Midsummer! Longest past days of the year with the sun doing a Danny DeVito cosplay. Remember to hydrate in the heat. Have a fun and restful weekend, everyone, even if it's a work weekend. Always fun to hang here with the fun community we have. It's true. It's very good. I'm opening up Raid Leader if any of you guys would like to grab it and suggest someone for us. And in the meantime, let's read the activity feed super quick. Drum, thank you for the 55 months. Shrix for the 39. Eggs and Mint for the 29. Avi for the gifted sub. Lavender Breeze for the 4 years. Happy anniversary. Mwah. Thank you very much for the support and the love. Wizard Styles, thank you for the 69. Marlus for the 44. Plasma Phoenix for the 64. Vet for the 18. Kirbikichi for the 25. Freak Out Intro for the 7. Peripheral for the 39. Brett for the gifted subs. Thank you, buddy. Woody for the 109. Happy 8 years. 9 years. 9 years. Happy 9 years. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of the support. Sid Ali, thank you for the 42. The A11 for the 87. Hypixion for the 95. Wizardy Sloth for the 77. Curly for the 75. Maya Sum for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thank you very much for the support. Pepto Abysmal, thank you for the 2. Zio for the 75. Avi for the gifted sub to Summer. Thank you. Oblivious, thank you again for all of the gifted subs. If you were gifted a sub by Oblivious or anybody else, welcome to the Cat Gang. Be sure to say thank you. Vexel, thank you for the 25. And Freak Out Intro for the gifted subs just now. Thank you, thank you. Nerd Cubed, of course. What's he doing? Mars First Logistics? Goodness. All right. Go say hi to Dan. Spread love and joy. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.